Hello fans, welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ. Stay updated with the latest transfer gossip and breaking news.
Our today news is Bruno Fernandes makes honest admission over impact of Man Utd's injury crisis. Manchester United only have the Europa League left to play for this season after Sunday's FA Cup penalty shootout exit to Fulham, but their squad is depleted by a raft of injuries. Bruno Fernandes says the chronic injury crisis at Manchester United has taken a physical and mental toll on Ruben Amorim's players. Amorim was without 10 players for Sunday's FA Cup penalty shootout defeat to Fulham at Old Trafford, with none expected back for Thursday's Europa League tie away to Real Sociedad. United boss Amorim could see his personnel further depleted after defender Harry Maguire was forced off against Fulham, making the centre-back a doubt for the last 16 first-leg tie in Spain. Against that backdrop, Amorim was only able to name 7 substitutes on Sunday. United skipper Fernandes admitted it is hard for the players who are fit to keep playing every minute. "We know that we had many injuries in this period and we don't have as many players, and we've been playing almost always with the same players for long spells," said Fernandes. "It's been difficult. We now just need to recover, focus ourselves as best we can to get to our best, fresh legs to the next games. It's going to be a tough one, a Spanish team that plays brilliant football, with very, very good players up front and very high quality coming out from the back, so we need to be fresh to run again because they will make us run, and then when we have the ball, we have to make them run, too." Reflecting on the end of United's FA Cup run, Fernandes said, "Now we look forward to the rest of the season, with the main focus now on the next game in a competition where we want to go forward. It's one of our goals for this season to try to get a trophy. Unluckily for us, it's a dream that getting into the final at Wembley again that is not there anymore, but we need to keep pushing for what's left of the season. We controlled the game. In one moment in the first half, when we conceded the goal, we talked about it during the week, that they do that in set pieces. We should have been more aware of that. But we controlled the game in the first half very well, we had some chances, in the second half even more. Then in extra time, Fulham had a little bit more control of the game, but we had the better chances to score, but we didn't, and then, in penalties, they were more efficient than us." Fernandes agreed when it was put to him that United's fighting spirit is still strong but, ultimately, felt the special moment needed to get a winner did not come. Fighting spirit, has always been there, but in some moments you get goals, in others you don't. Against Everton, it wasn't enough to get the win. Against Ipswich, it was. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our second news is Man Utd's failed move for Danny Welbeck after Wayne Rooney's transfer recommendation. Manchester United considered re-signing Danny Welbeck last summer, and Red Devils icon Wayne Rooney believes the 34-year-old would do an excellent job at Old Trafford. Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney has suggested the Red Devils should re-sign Danny Welbeck, and they did seriously consider a move for the veteran striker last summer. Welbeck left United for Arsenal back in 2014 after coming through the club's academy, and he is currently plying his trade for Brighton. The 34-year-old has netted 7 Premier League goals for Brighton so far this season, while current United strikers Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee have managed just 5 between them. Speaking after Welbeck scored an extra-time winner as Brighton beat Newcastle in the FA Cup, Rooney told the BBC, "Danny, he's great to play alongside, and if I'm being completely honest, I would probably still like to see him here playing for Manchester United. He scored goals throughout his career, had injuries in early part of his career, but seems to have got over them, and he's having a fantastic season." And United were interested in signing Welbeck last summer, with then-manager Erik ten Hag keen to add an experienced forward to his squad. According to The Athletic, Ten Hag felt Welbeck would be an excellent addition, and that the club gave serious thought to making him a contract offer before he ultimately signed a new 2-year deal to stay at Brighton. Welbeck's experience and connection to the club were viewed as major positives, but an offer was ultimately never made, and Højlund and Zirkzee are the only senior strikers at manager Ruben Amorim's disposal. Chido Obi, 17, has made 3 appearances off the bench in recent months, and when asked if he could start ahead of Højlund, who has failed to score in his last 18 games across all competitions, Amorim said, "Anything can happen in the next games. During training, we don't have a lot of time to train, but we need to see the opposition, feel the moment of the player physically in this moment with a lot of games. Because we are going to start playing Thursday/Sunday, anything can happen. But I will focus on just the next game, try and in that way, like I'm going to change the striker. No, I will choose the best players to win the next match. We have a problem with goals. Today, we create situations, but even in the last game, sometimes you felt that just in set pieces, we are going to make some danger. So, I think the first step is to create situations. Today, we create, but we have to improve that to help our forwards and strikers to score." Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our third news is Ruben Amorim's second subtle dig at Wayne Rooney after Man United icon's naive blast. Manchester United icon Wayne Rooney called Ruben Amorim naive after the Red Devils were knocked out of the FA Cup on penalties by Fulham, and the manager has now hit back. Ruben Amorim appears to have taken a dig at Wayne Rooney's management career after the Manchester United legend called him naive. After his United side were knocked out of the FA Cup on penalties by Fulham, Amorim said, "The goal is to win the Premier League. I know we are losing games, but the goal is to win the Premier League again. I don't know how long it will take. We have a goal and we continue forward no matter what." However, Rooney took issue with Amorim's comments and told the BBC, "I think it's a little naive to say they're looking to win the Premier League because from where they are now, they're a long way off that. Get further up the table, I think that's the next step for them." Amorim, though, hit back and appeared to aim a subtle jab at his coaching record by pointing out that he is in charge of United while Rooney, who turns 40 this year, is out of work after he was sacked by Championship side Plymouth Argyle in December. When Rooney's comments were put to him, Amorim also referenced his age and said that, winning the Premier League, is the goal. To be naive is to think we are going to do it this season or be the best contender next season. I know in this moment, everybody knows everything. I was a pundit when I finished my playing career. I know it's really easy. Maybe it is not with me, but our goal, as a club, is to win the Premier League like we did in the past with all the great glories and legends of this club. We are in a difficult moment. And I'm not naive, that's why I'm here, at 40 years old, coaching Manchester United. The second dig comes after Amorim said, "It's really easy to be critical as a pundit." Reflecting on his side's FA Cup exit, Amorim added, "I think we started quite well with good possession, controlling the game. But we cannot maintain that for all the game. Sometimes we drop the lines to feel more comfortable, trying to use the transitions. I think during the game, we create the best chances. Sometimes we didn't control the game with the ball. But in the end, with the penalties, it can happen for both sides, and today was not our day. It's always hard because you always have the cups when the league is not going in the right direction, but we need to focus on the big goal, that is improving the team, trying to imagine how we are going to improve the team, not just in this moment, in this season, for the next season. So, we have to think not just in the moment, but also in the future." Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our last news is Man United news. Wonderkid given hope of more game time as Joshua Zirkzee makes apology. Manchester United are turning their attentions to the Europa League ahead of a trip to Real Sociedad in the last 16 on Thursday after the crushing disappointment of their FA Cup exit to Fulham on Sunday. Manchester United suffered another dip in their roller coaster season under Ruben Amorim on Sunday after exiting the FA Cup on penalties at the hands of Fulham. The Red Devils put in another subpar display at Old Trafford as a superb finish from Bruno Fernandes wasn't enough to put them into the quarter-finals after losing 4-3 in the shootout against Marco Silva's men. Amorim will now be switching his focus to the Europa League as his side prepare for a trip to Real Sociedad on Thursday night, where the Portuguese boss is hoping to avoid another embarrassing performance in a cup competition. With United's season now depending on their success in the Europa League, Mirror Football has rounded up the biggest stories leading up to the game. Onana wants United stay. Manchester United's turbulent campaign has seen a number of poor individual performances, but Andre Onana has been guilty of quite a few this season. The Cameroonian actually put in a solid display against Fulham, making a couple of smart saves from Emile Smith-Rowe, but there were also a few moments of nerves and indecision. He has made 3 errors leading to goals in the Premier League this term and has often come under fire from fans and pundits, and now Amorim is looking to sign another man in between the sticks to bolster the quality of his options. According to Men, however, Onana is still intent on staying at Old Trafford, the report says, with the player keen to honour the remaining 3 years left on his £120,000 a week deal. In 65 Premier League appearances, Onana has made 4 errors leading to a goal, conceding 97 times and keeping 16 clean sheets. Amorim knows backup Tom Heaton will likely depart on a free transfer this summer, meaning he will need at least another keeper, while number 2 Altay Bayender could also seek an exit in a bid for more regular game time. The 40-year-old will also need cover later this year when Onana jets off to the Africa Cup of Nations in December. Amorim teases more Obi Martin game time. Despite United's overall poor performance against Fulham, one player who stood out was 17-year-old forward Chido Obi Martin. The team's attack was one area that was really lacking, with Rasmus Højlund not covering himself in glory whatsoever. But when Obi was brought into the action, he immediately looked a threat and began troubling Fulham defender Calvin Bassey. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man United Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.